What's up, everybody? Fat loss can be extremely difficult if you don't know these 5 ways that literally make it so easy. It feels illegal. I'm gonna go through these 5 things, but first, 70% of you that are watching these videos aren't subscribed to the channel. So you're not getting notified when we put out new content, videos, and so go ahead and click that subscribe button so you can get notified the next time we drop some of the heat. Let's get into the 5 reasons or 5 ways you can burn body fat so quickly it feels illegal and makes fat loss so simple so you can actually look like you do 4 to 5 watts per week and crush your gymnastics, hit more PRs, feel more recovered, quit feeling fluffy and not confident. So the number 1, dieting breaks. Now, Justin, what the heck are you talking about? What is a dieting break? Now, you guys know in order to be in a place where we're losing body fat, we have to be in a caloric deficit. A calorie deficit is where we burn more calories than we're consuming. This becomes very tiresome over time, especially if you're not incorporating the right number of calories or dropping your calories too low, which is very common for a lot of us that are doing Metcons consistently, extra strength training. And so instead, when you're cutting these calories, you need to incorporate dieting breaks from time to time. So what is a dieting break? A dieting break is when you intentionally bump up your calories back to maintenance. This is how you would do this. You go through 3 to 4 weeks in a calorie deficit, which is where you're burning more calories than you're consuming. For 3 to 4 days, you will intentionally bump up your calories back to maintenance. What is this going to do? It is going to give your body an extra boost of energy so that you can more consistently hit your training, more consistently hit feeling recovered and feeling fueled, and get back to your calorie deficit after those few days are over. So all you do is bump right back up to your maintenance level calories so that you can give yourself this energy. It gives you a break in the dieting protocol so that you can actually be more consistent long term. If you want to learn more about what we do to help clients quit tracking macros, lose body fat, build muscle, crush their wads, get ready for the open, and get ready for summer, you can click the link in the description below to learn more, and we can take the next step. Now, number 2, recovery meals. So some of you might be saying, well, a dieting break seems too aggressive. 3 to 4 days actually going through an intentional bump of calories seems like something I'm not going to want to do. Instead, you can simply incorporate recovery meals. This is one meal that is an intentional bump in calories to give yourself the same benefits of a dieting break. More recovery, better energy, crush your wads, and get back consistently to eating more of the foods you know you need to be eating and staying consistent with your calorie deficit. So how do we incorporate a recovery meal, and when should we incorporate a recovery meal? Recovery meal is something you would incorporate once per week. And so what I recommend is days where it's most difficult for you to feel like you're sticking to your calorie deficit is where you would incorporate your recovery meal. For me, that's either Friday or Saturday. It's the weekend, we're hanging out, we're having a good time. So what's the implementation and protocols of a recovery meal? Number 1, no foods are off limits. No foods in general should be off limits at all times, but we don't need to moderate the amount of food or the actual food itself in a recovery meal. Incorporate something that you love. Think about a food that you're like, wow, this is so amazing. I could eat this every day for the rest of my life. You're going to incorporate it into a recovery meal. Next, the amount doesn't matter, but you don't want to eat past satiation. So if you're someone that like overstuffs yourself, there's no real need to do that in a recovery meal. We're just trying to give ourselves an intentional bump, enjoy a food that we love so we can get back on a consistent track with our actual calorie deficit and dieting protocol that we're following. So incorporate these recovery meals strategically so that even the next day when you do your WOD, you have that extra bump in energy and you can absolutely crush it and have all the fuel that you need. So I like to incorporate it for a really hard WOD. Usually that's Saturday mornings, so I have my recovery meal on Friday night. Number 3, incorporating higher nutrient dense foods. What does this mean? When we incorporate lower nutrient dense foods and really packed with a ton of calories that are not nutrient dense, we're gonna feel super hungry. Why? Because the total volume of food is lower. Therefore, there's more space in our stomach, sends a signal to our brain that we need to eat more. When in fact, the number of calories for those high calorie foods already have us to the calories we need to be hitting for the day. So the question becomes, can I eat more broccoli or pizza to get get to the same number of calories? The answer is broccoli. You can eat way more broccoli to equal up to 300 calories than you could of pizza. And so you need to find a blend of highly nutrient-dense foods in order to make sure that you're not feeling hungry all the time so you can stay consistent with your fat loss plan. So in order to do this, you need to incorporate and find nutrient-dense foods. A lot of those foods are very high in fiber, vegetables, fruits, white potatoes, chicken, steak, pork are all very lean, packed with nutrients, and will keep you fuller for longer. Instead of foods like cake, cookies, ice cream, and pizza, incorporate those foods sparingly to feel more full, to be more consistent with your calorie deficit. Tip number 4, foods that are on top of the satiating index. Justin, what the heck is the satiating index? The satiating index is a list of foods. This list of food is ordered in terms of foods that make you feel fuller, all the way down to foods that make you feel like you're even more hungry after you've eaten them. So let's break this down. On the satiating index, some foods at the very top of this list are foods like white potatoes, sweet potatoes, fruits and vegetables. So incorporating these foods are going to make you feel more satiated. The reason is these foods have a lot of water in them, a lot of fiber in them, and they're going to actually make you feel fuller because they're bigger. They're larger foods with overall less calories. Foods that don't make you feel full are things like gummy worms, Skittles, ice cream that really don't have a lot of volume, but have a lot of calories. Incorporate 3 foods per day at the top of the satiating index. This is going to make you feel fuller, and it's going to give you more resistance to eat those higher calorie foods, cheat on your calorie deficit, and feel like you're not making progress. Number 5 is quit tracking macros. Justin, I know you've said this before, but I don't know how to not track my macros and know what a calorie deficit is. Well, I'm going to explain it to you. What you need to do is instead of tracking every single gram of food you eat, you feel super stressed. You feel like, wow, if you don't hit the perfect gram, you're going to be a failure and you're not going to reach your goals. When we know all of that stuff is untrue, life is already hard enough. There's an easier way. Instead, build yourself out a specific blueprint. And this is what we do for our clients, where we take the portion sizes of food. 25 grams of protein is the size of a cell phone. We do this for carbs, we do this for fats, and build out a blueprint that actually fits into the habits of your day. If this is something that is interesting to you, go ahead and click the link below and you'll learn more about how our program works and some free guides, some free resources, and things that could really benefit you to understand how to reach your goals without tracking macros so you can lose the fat you want, feel the confidence that you want, crush your Metcons in your box so that you can crush the open and feel great for this summer. That is it for this update for you guys. 5 ways that fat loss is illegal and strategies that you can implement. I hope that this helps. Now, if you're someone that hasn't subscribed yet, click that subscribe button, share this with your friends, and click the link in the description to learn more if you want to quit tracking macros for the rest of your life. I'll talk to you guys on the next one. Peace out.